So what is up everyone, welcome back to ID's Aviation. Today we have the Delta Airlines Airbus A321 by NG Models 1400 scale model review. Already done quite a few model reviews on the channel. This one is also going to be a pretty nice one. So if you're enjoying, if you're excited for it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, to hit that like button and comment down below. So anyways, let's begin. So here's just a quick overview of the model, just if you want to have the first impressions on it, just a very quick view of it from both sides, from the front, from the other side, and here from the back. So that will be up to you to judge. So yeah, it's just a general view of the model. So here we have the front view of the model. As you can see there, Delta logo. You see L1, L2 doors right there. You can see SkyTeam logo there. The cockpit here, by the way, I have to say NG did do a pretty good job on the cockpit shape and everything. The mold itself, from my first impressions of it when I opened it, it was pretty good. The mold in general looks pretty good, but I'll go more into it later in the video. So here, as goes for the front, you can see there everything there up close. You can see the landing gear, nothing too special but very detailed. Everything here very detailed. All the markings you can see there in the window. You can see SkyTeam logo. You can see every single marking accurately placed. Here's the first antenna as well. Both in the L1, L2 doors, everything looks very detailed as well in them. Also, something that interesting that I did want to mention is here in the engines, you can see the chevrons, the nozzle, the chevrons in the nozzle. You can see them very accurate. That's not something you're used to see in the Airbus molds. You can see the little pointy shape it has in the chevrons, so that's also something very detailed in them. Also the CFMs in general, this is the CFM Airbus mold. It is very well made. The turbines and the engine itself is very very proportional. It is not like oversized or the correct shape or size, as I said, unlike Gemini's CFM mold. So NG really did nail it here in the CFM Airbus mold. So that's also something really good job. You can go from the engine itself, everything, the shape, the size, to even the little chevrons there, the tips of the chevron. So that's something a very good job from NG. So here in the back of the aircraft you have the registration, November 339 Delta November. You have here the L3 or L4 doors. You have the Wi-Fi box here. It looks pretty good. They did a pretty good job on it. The remaining two antennas here in the back. You have the horizontal vertical stabilizers here as well. Here the antenna here in the bottom as well, and as you can see there, maybe in the video shows, here in the tail, the rudder, the stabilizer markings, well, the shape of it looks pretty good as well. It is pretty well defined into the aircraft, so that is something I also really like. So here from the top view of the aircraft, you can see the antennas, the Wi-Fi box, already mentioned, all of them pretty well made, as I've said. You can see there the horizontal stabilizers and the vertical stabilizers, the rudder, elevators all pretty stand out pretty well. You can see there the detail, absolutely fantastic there. And here the wings themselves, you can see the flaps, the openings, everything there opens pretty well. Even the spoiler, the spoilers, you can also see them, so you can see everything pretty well. You can see the markings in the wings are also there. The colors, also something very important. The colors, you can see the mix of the gray and the more white gray, so that is also something very accurate, very realistic. So I've said the engines there look pretty good. Here from the back of the model, nothing much more than what was already mentioned. You can see there the stabilizers, and now let's look at it from the bottom. So here from the bottom, nothing that stands out a lot except for, you know, the landing gear doors, both in the front and the back. You can see the Delta letters there as well, but you know, covered a little bit by the stand hole there. So yeah, NG did include a stand hole in this model. But besides that, it's pretty detailed. You can see there the bottom antenna. You can see all the markings. Everything is there, so you do not need to worry about any of the details being missing, because everything is there. You can see from the front to all the way here in the middle, and the back, it is all the details are there, all the markings, everything, so you don't need to worry about that. Here from the other side of the model, there's really nothing different from the first side we covered, except for, you know, the cargo compartments, the usual cargo compartments, so really nothing much to cover here. So here from the front, I was really surprised by the cockpit windows. They look very accurate. That is something that looks really good. They are very realistic, the separation, the shape, everything. I was very surprised with it, so that's something really good NG did. Also the noise, the nose looks very good as well. It's not too pointy or too or anything else, so yeah, the nose is also something they really nailed it. In general, you know, the mold of it, as I've said, it's absolutely fantastic. I have to say it's probably the best one out there. The landing gear also, by the way, they do roll. Maybe you can assume that by the shape of the landing gear, but yeah, they do roll. But they are very detailed as well, very proportional, because you know, sometimes rolling landing gear makes it more difficult to make the model itself in general more proportional with the gear and everything. But yeah, the gear looks pretty good. They did a really good job on it. They didn't mess it up too much, both in the front and the main landing gear. So yeah, that's something really good. So now over to my final conclusions of the model. Just to conclude the video, I have to say that I highly recommend getting this model. It is really a 9 out of 10, almost 10 out of 10, just because of imperfections that every model will always have. But this is as perfect as it can get. If you were thinking about getting the Gemini Jets version, I really recommend you to get this one instead, because it's more proportional, the mold is better, it's got more details, it's got more realism in general. Everything is a much better job than the Gemini Jets one. And just in general, about speaking of the model, it is a really amazing job from NG. They really put their best effort into it. I'm really looking forward to more of their Airbus A321 models, so I'll really be excited for all of that. But now, just for this model, I have to say, yeah, it's if you want to get it, go ahead, because you will not be disappointed. The money will be worth it. As I said, the Gemini Jets one may be $10 cheaper, but this one, even though it's $10 more expensive, it's definitely worth the money because of the outstanding qualities it has everywhere in the model. So yeah, as I'm just concluding with it, yeah, just highly recommended model if you can get it, because this is as perfect as it gets. So yeah, this is ID's Aviation signing out, and see you in the next video.